Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the Brand New Media Show today. This is part 2 of our mental health series with the ambassador, mental coach, Michal Modonski, better known as Michal Modonski. I'm going to turn the torch over to him, and he's going to talk about some of the solutions that we talked about on part 1 with mental health issues. Now, we have this young lady that she was open to come on the show. This young lady tried to commit suicide Friday, okay? And she's here joining us to listen to him on the show. Welcome, Lashana.
Thank you for having me.
All right. All right, Coach, I'm going to turn the torch over to you.
Thank you very much, Brenda. Thank you, Lashana, for being here with us today. And welcome, everybody. So, yes, I did say a lot of things on the last episode. And I know because, well, I watched it afterwards, of course.
Right.
I was a little bit all over the places. I was talking about everything, but I didn't give you any solutions. I didn't say anything specifically what we should or could do if we feel really low. So what I'm going to start with today is to give you the first steps, the first things that I recommend doing when you realizing that your life is not on the right track, it's becoming overwhelming, and you start feeling low.
Okay.
So basically, the first thing that I recommend to do to everyone, because like I said before, I always say it, stress management starts when you start feeling low, when it starts being overwhelming. Because the longer you wait, harder it is to change something. And the first thing that everyone can do and should do is just simply to go out for a walk.
Go out for a walk.
Yes.
Exactly. Remove yourself from the situation. And if, well, the cause of your stress is, for example, a work, go out to the forest, go out to the park, go on the beach, anything where you have just nature, no civilization.
Let me ask you this. Are they able to feel it? Do they know that it's coming? I mean,
well,
Lashana, did you know it was coming?
And this question is actually the question that we should ask Ashana. If you think back in retrospect, was there a moment that you realize that your life is, well, taking a wrong turn and you start? Yeah, go on.
Yes, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to interrupt. I was just nodding and agreeing.
Okay, so you tell us, Lashana, did you realize that this was coming on?
I noticed some days when I would be up and to be happy, and then the next day I just kind of felt weird, and I felt something like pulling me down, and I know that wasn't like me. So I would be in like a funk all day. And like he said earlier, you know, sometimes you have to go out and walk around and try to, you know, relieve yourself. Sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't work. So that going outside, walking does help, you know, to get some fresh air. Sometimes that does play a part. Sometimes it's easy to stay in that hole if you don't decide to get out and walk. So I definitely have felt the dark days. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. So we have a confirmation that it is recognizable when we're getting low. And yes, going out is a great thing because we can clear our head. We're far away from all this hustle and bustle. Even in the park, in a big city, we can just, well, get into our zone and will filter all the noises from around. And it's relaxing. It helps you think. it helps you to observe your thoughts. And all you need to do is just walk, enjoy the nature, enjoy the view that you have, and let your thoughts just go through your head. Don't judge them. Don't dwell on them. Don't try to argue with them. Just let them be. Observe them. Like if it was a, well, movie that you just want to watch. Just this. And well, people ask me sometimes, what about the music? I like my music. Can I put the headphones on and listen to my music? No way.
So you can't listen to music?
Absolutely not. Not in this situation. You
Okay.
can listen to your music after, but music triggers your emotions. Music is related to your life because you remember, oh, well, that song was when this happened. That's my wedding song. That's my, well, prom song. That's a song that means something. We don't want this meaning.
Okay.
We don't want to run away to the past. We want to be present here and now with ourselves, and we want to observe what happens in our head now.
Okay, so when we go walking, we need to just walk and just observe nature with no music.
Observe nature, observe your thoughts. Don't judge them, don't engage with them, just observe them.
Okay.
It might sound a bit strange. How can I observe what I think of? But yes, try it, practice, you can. You can do it. And actually, in terms of headphones, yes, of course you can use them. Just don't play anything in them, because especially if you are in busy place, in like in the park, when you have headphones on, people don't talk to you, and the noise from outside is quieter then, because the headphones block the noise. So you can have them on, but just as a sound stoppers.
Okay. No phone calls, no talking on the phone, just you
Nothing.
and nature.
No, it's just you and your thoughts, nothing else.
Okay.
And that's the first thing that we should do. And actually, I say to everyone, all my clients, not just the stress management clients, to do it, because well, it helps us to stay sane in this changing, constantly changing well, environment. Everything is changing. We did have a lot of changes recently throughout the pandemic, and we have some changes now as well because of economical situation.
May I say something?
Go on.
Economic situation was Lashana's problem. Financial situation was Lashana's problem. That's the reason. I mean, she's open with it and she said it's okay. That's the reason she wanted to take her life. You know, that's the reason. Her lights went out, her phone got cut off. She was devastated. And she opened up. She reached out. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy and I'm so glad she did. Thank you, Lashana. Thank you, Lashana.
You did a great and very brave thing. Well, and the amount of good that you just created is incredible, because every single person who's going to watch this video and will learn about your story, they're going to know that there is a way out.
Yes, yes, sir.
And that's amazing. That's something that I cannot do, because I'm not able to give this testimony. You can. Yes, and that's great. I'm really happy that you're here with us today.
We're going to have a part 3 on this segment, because she's going to tell her story. So we definitely going to have a part 3. We're going to hear Lashana story.
That's great. That's perfect.
Okay.
So, well, anyway, going back to the plot.
Okay.
Well, we know what we should all do first. And do you think, Lashana, that at the moment when you start feeling low, that you knew that something is going the wrong way, do you think that perhaps if you started to go out to clear your head, would it help?
It could have, but at that point, I was already kind of sinking in where I just didn't want anybody to distract me because I was so zoned in to that I just wanted to end everything. I didn't, of course, I couldn't call anyone, but I didn't want any distractions. I just wanted it to be over. Because everything that happened with me being unemployed and the lights were off and, you know, the phone bill, I didn't want any distractions. I didn't want anybody to know. I just wanted to end it. That was for me. That's what, you know, that's what I had planned. Yes, sir.
Yes, well, it is hard and tough.
Mhm.
And it's so good that you reach out to someone.
Yeah.
It's what's important in here, what is important for us, and what we should do as well is to get a perspective from, because well, I didn't have a chance to hear your story yet, so everyone knows I'm as fresh as you are. Brenda knows the whole story, I don't. The second advice that I usually have for people is go and do something different. Do something that you never did before, or you did somehow in the past and you're not doing it a lot. And I'm going to give you a simple example that's been studied on ski jumpers. Anyway, they've been training regularly 11 months, and for a month they have a break from training, but not break to relax only, but they went into completely different program. It was actually trampolining, so gymnastics. And for a month they, with coaches, with instructors, they've been training trampolining to break the patterns that they've created in their muscles, in their brains. And after going back to regular trainings that they had before, they've been able to make a progress because they took a break from, well, those regular habits. Some of them were wrong, some of them were good, and they've been able to correct everything, adjust, and get better. And it worked perfectly. As a matter of fact, I know that in some sport disciplines, in some clubs, they are actually doing it. So I recommend the same thing for us, for our brain. So whatever job you do, once a week for a day, go and do something different, something not related to what you are doing. Go as a volunteer somewhere, for example, to work with elderly people, with disabled children, to have a day in a hospital helping people, well, reading books, talking to them, just talking to them. If you don't want to be with people, do something completely different. Go and work, well, in an animal shelter, walk dogs, take care of them. Well, there is a lot of opportunities. I know they are in UK, they are those farms where you can go and pick up your stuff and then go to the shop and pay for whatever you want.
Go
and
pick
and
strawberries.
take it home.
Go pick strawberries.
For example, yes.
Yes.
And
Shelby Farms.
that's actually good activity, because you can just go there and you can pick it up for them, for other people, and just get them ready for them, or go help someone on a farm if you have a friend. I've been actually recently having a day where I've been working on a farm, and it was great. It was something completely new, completely different, because well, I'm from the big town, and well, I've been, majority of my life I've been working with people or in the office. And going and have a, well, like a proper physical work was different for me.
Yes.
And
I
I
love
do it.
doing things like that. I love doing things like that. I love to go play in the dirt. I love
Yes,
that.
well, that's the other thing, grounding. We touching the soil, and we connect with Mother Earth, so to speak. So it is helping as well. And if someone is not spiritual and doesn't think about it that way, well, let's think about this scientifically. It's we actually have energy within our body and around our body, and if we are isolated from the earth, we start feeling weaker, we getting sick. If we connect to earth physically, we changing the energy around us, and we start getting better, feeling better. That's why people who regularly swim, but in the ocean, in the sea, in the lakes, rivers, they feel better, they are healthier than those who swim in a swimming pool, because the swimming pool, although it's water, it's isolated.
Okay.
We have a very dangerous invention that we use on the daily basis. They are shoes,
Oh, okay.
rubber sole that blocks the connection with earth.
Yes.
Take them off in a park, just put them down for a moment. You don't even have to walk, just sit on the bench and put your feet down.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Me either.
They are great tools, and they are so simple, and what's the most important, they free for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, you do have a little piece of well, grass or soil somewhere, and you can take your shoes off, take your socks off, and stand on it.
And it does
By the
wonders.
way, it's great to do it in the snow as well.
Really?
I never thought that one.
Really? In the
It is,
snow?
yes. Unless your health is not very very good, and you might get cold. But other than that, well, I don't mind to go on the snow. I do it. My son, he's 8 this year, and he does it as well.
Oh, really?
We
I'm
just
going to
go
try.
outside to the garden. We take our shoes and socks off, and we run a little bit, and then just wrap them with a towel, put them back into your shoes, and we go home and have a hot drink.
Oh, right. I'm going to try it. We get some snow, and I'm going to go outside in the backyard and just take my shoes off, take my boots off, and just play in the snow, right?
Right.
Try it, definitely.
I'm going to try it.
So anyway, we went into grounding
Okay.
from well, the point of this story was to do something different. And what I wanted to add as well, if you, for example, decide to go, you want to volunteering in the, well, hospital, let's say, you walk around, you talk to people, they usually ill, they definitely ill. If they in a hospital, they in most cases older,
Mhm.
and they have completely different perspective than we are.
Mhm.
We start to talk to them, they talk back to us.
Mhm.
And very often we start talking about ourselves, and we start saying things that we don't say to anyone else, because first we see that there is no judgment.
It's true.
And the second thing is, we know it's a stranger, and he or she is probably not going to remember us, so we feel secure.
That's so
It's
true.
easier to say something to a stranger than say to people we love and people around us, our family.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, what they say back to us has a lot of value, because they have different experience, they see things differently. If they are, well, if they have terminal illness, for example, they know that they are about to die, and they can tell you how much you can change in your life right now, because you still have this chance.
Yes.
And you see right now that, well, basically, I want, well, to lose all those chances that they would like to get, and they don't have opportunity now to get back all those chances, sorry, and I can lose it.
Okay.
So that's as well exercise that can be very therapeutic for us. And I believe
About
Lashana is
10
going
minutes.
to agree
Yes,
with
about
me
10
because she
minutes.
was nodding already.
We have about 10
It-
minutes. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I see the clock. So anyway, it's easier to talk to strangers, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Very
it
easy.
doesn't matter whether it's a coach or psychologist or a person like you who's just happened to be in a hospital, as long as it's stranger, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
So
Like you said, it's a judge-free zone, because sometimes when you talk to people that you know, sometimes they don't understand where you're coming from. So it's easier for them to judge you because they know you. Stranger, it's easy because they're, like you said, they don't judge you. They're understanding where you're coming from and you're understanding where they're coming from. That's much easier. I agree.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So that's
May I intervene?
sure, go on.
Lashana,
Mhm.
is there a question that you would like to ask the coach before we end the show today?
Um, well, I think he pretty much asked, he answered the question for me, because I was going to ask, like, what is something, if you feel like overwhelmed, what is something that you should do? And he pretty much answered, I'm sorry, that go outside and walk, and don't listen to music. See, I didn't know that at one point, because I would listen, when I went walking, I just played like instrumental. It wasn't any words or anything. For me, it was calming, but I didn't know that you should never listen to music. So that was very helpful in that manner. So that was one of the questions that I wanted to ask, but he already answered it for me.
Oh, I'm glad I did. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So coach,
Well, I can say maybe one more thing that I'm working on myself right now for the stress management platform, where I have free tools and I give all those exercises and some tips for stress management. So the other thing that we can do is, because, well, at some point we're gonna have to realize that we need to work on ourselves, on something that we don't like about our life.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do with my clients is I ask them to write down all the beliefs, negative beliefs they have about themselves and the life. They are stuff like, well, in business is usually money don't grow on trees, and well, we know that, but we keep on saying that for some reason. But well, things like, my friends are not really my friends. I am a good friend, but they are not the same to me. My friends can trust me, but I don't trust my friends. They are things, and we're going deeper in here. What about family? What about my childhood? What about my work? Do I like it at all? I need to work hard to get somewhere. All the beliefs that make our life difficult. If you write them down and you have them all in front of you, you can just start argue with every single one of them. Well, okay, so my friends don't listen to me. Well, yes, but there was this situation when I was really down and I spoke to this friend. It was in a college, for example. It was, I know, a long time ago, but he or she really listened to me. So it's not the truth, because I have a proof that it happened otherwise. And we start cross them off the list one by one. And the goal of this exercise is to find the proof that whatever we have in here, even if it happens often, is not constant. Because that's the moment that we start seeing the light in this tunnel, that we start seeing a perspective, and we start seeing the things, the good things that actually happen to us. So that's the third thing that well, I would like to recommend today.
Okay.
Something that everyone can do and
Okay.
work on.
Okay.
Well, Lashana, what do you think about this exercise?
I think it's good. The exercise is good. Can I make I don't know if I want to say a suggestion, but sometimes if I'm a believer, so that's what kind of helped me to get to that side as well. Not everybody have a different belief. Sometimes prayer helps too. It depends on, the different backgrounds and the different beliefs. Sometimes that could work wonders too as well. Yes, sir. So
Definitely.
everything that you're saying, and as well as prayer, I believe that is also good too.
Definitely. That's
Yes.
right, because that's another way of entering this judgment-free zone.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So
So,
thank everybody. It's going to be a part 3. Lashana,
yes,
you're going to do the exercise that coach recommend for our next show, and then you can
Yes,
come
ma'am.
back and tell him, have a conversation with him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
fantastic. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Everybody is going to be very interesting. I tell you, Lashana's story will be so touching. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Coach Lashana. I want to thank you. God bless you. I'm so happy you're
bless
still
you.
here with us. God bless you. We love you. And good night, everybody. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Is that right, Coach?
Definitely. 2
Okay.
weeks
Good
is
night.
perfect.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
Good
you. Good
night.
night. Bye.